Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining us for another video. I'm here with our wonderful teacher, Curt Soloff. Hey Curt.
Bashir, what is going on?
Well, I've been excited to try this. So in your lessons, you push us to really deepen our understanding of every aspect of the game: bidding, declare play, and of course defense, which is so often neglected. Um, but in taking, in thinking things through to the next level and really trying to elevate our game, increase our confidence, I thought maybe we could just try playing through a couple random hands on BBO, and you can guide us learners who are watching along just through the thought process. Try applying them to random hands, and we see where things go. How does that sound?
I think that's a great idea. As you've heard me say, and undoubtedly other students have heard me say, look, there's a certain amount of bridge that is memorization that we can't avoid, but every hand really needs to be thought through individually, and we can't just blindly follow rules and gadgets and all that. If you really want to go to the next level, if you really want your game to start moving from ordinary to extraordinary, you have to start considering all of your hands on this level, whether you're declaring the hand in bidding and play or whether you're defending.
Right. We can't just be playing by rote. So what better way to do it besides these are just random hands, I think, from this week's BBO mini tournament. And we'll see what we get. Just real fast before I load up the hand, an invitation. If you enjoy this video, come for another lesson, a free one even, with Curt at learnbridgeonline.com. And for everyone watching along, leave in the comments your responses to Curt's question. To Curt's questions, we'll all keep learning together that way as well. All right, let me load up the hand and let's see what the bridge guys have in store for us today.
All right. Already underway without us because we're south and north was the dealer, and so we're going to be up here to kick things off after a couple of passes. And folks should probably know if they don't already play in these robot tournaments, this is best hand, so there's a little bit of added information that you wouldn't really have at the table, right? You wouldn't know in advance that you have the best hand, at least by high card points at the table. So it is part of the conditions of many of these little robot tournaments. So something to be aware of. And sometimes when you're playing with the robots, you make certain decisions, like you might even pass a forcing bid because you know you don't have a game.
Right.
Little nuances like that. But for the most part, we'd like to try and play the same bridge that we would normally be playing.
Okay.
So you want to open up the bidding for me with this one?
Already it's a great hand.
It is
an interesting situation already. Even though I love the heart suit, I mean, with this shape, we'll open one spade even though we love this heart suit. Am I right?
Yeah, and I think this is really important because as much as you may want to look at suit quality, and look, those spot cards in the spade suit are pretty raunchy, and unfortunately you don't get a bonus. We have a straight flush. We get anything for our straight flush? But unfortunately, the spots aren't good. But what matters most is, especially with these distributional hands, finding your best fit, right? And sometimes I think people talk themselves out of doing the right thing. If you want partner to get a good picture of the shape of your hand, then you're going to want to be opening your longest suit first, even if you don't love the suit.
Can I ask real fast, hopefully not too much of a side tangent? Let's pretend we had five, just knock that three of spades out of our hand. Let's say it's 5-5 and our heart suit is much better than the spade suit. How do we
Even
that distribution?
5-5 in the majors, I would still open the weaker spade suit because it's going to facilitate a smoother auction because your plan is to rebid the hearts, right? And imagine here, like we see already that North has responded a no trump.
Mm-hmm.
So North shouldn't have four spades, right? We're not going to, North presumably doesn't even have three spades since we didn't get a raise here. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine if we had opened our heart and gotten the same one no response.
Mm.
Well, now if we wanted to show the spades and we came back and bid two spades, that could be very awkward for partner. If partner didn't have a good fit with us and wanted to preference back to hearts, now they'd have to go to the three level, right?
Right.
But you don't face that problem by opening the higher ranking suit. So yeah, even 5-5, I would still open a spade and knowing that it's going to be easier to get the hearts in, and if need be, partner could take a
Mm.
weak preference. Although I think you and I are probably in agreement here that we may not go too quietly on this hand just because of the great distribution.
Oh, it looks like a fun one. Now, what does that one no trump response mean here playing on BBO?
Yeah, the robots do play 2/1, and they do normally play a forcing no trump, and they may even, we can hover here. Okay, yeah, it doesn't speak that. Normally by a previously passed hand, one no is strictly non-forcing, even if you normally play a forcing no trump.
So even with
But
2/1 here on BBO, because North already passed, this is just letting us know, okay, their partner doesn't have a spade fit, and it lets us know partner's range.
exactly.
So here we are. We can finally let partner know about our heart suit.
Okay, and are you thinking two hearts here?
Oh, well, I was, but would would we jump a level if we wanted to say we're stronger than just bidding two hearts? Do we want to consider that?
Yeah, I mean, a jump shift would be game forcing. I don't think this hand quite rises to the worthiness of a jump shift. And mainly, I mean, we don't really have the high card points for
Mm,
it, although you could stretch a jump shift with a 6-5 hand. It's just that, is that singleton queen of diamonds really carrying its full weight? That would be my worry.
right. And we might lose strength there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, if we want to be really accurate, then our bid here is probably 2.5 hearts, right? But last
Bid
last
that.
time I checked, they didn't let us do that.
The rules are so strict.
I know, unfair, grossly unfair. But no, I think I'm with you. I think two hearts is good for now, and let's see what happens. If
Okay. In
partner,
our minds, in our collective hearts, it's
yeah,
a 2.5 heart bid.
yeah, and the thing is, yeah, and what people might fear is, oh well, I really like my hand. What if my partner passes? Well, that is certainly a possibility. But if partner passes two hearts, even with this nice 6-5 distribution, we may
Mm,
not have a game, right? I mean, if it
mm,
really is a misfit hand,
mm.
we may not have 10 tricks in a major here, right? So
So
let's see what
if
we
that
get.
happens, we live with it, and it happened.
And it happened. All right. So are we glad it happened? We don't have an 8 card fit in a major. The
Look at
partner
that.
has exactly what we feared, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it looks challenging too.
So how many of our viewers have had this one, right? Hasn't this happened to anyone who has played a few hands of bridge? You have 11 cards in the majors, and your partner, of course, delivers you a dummy with 10 cards in the minors. At which point you ask, "Can I get a new partner?"
Yeah, right. You just swap hands with one of the opponents. Mm.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad we didn't stretch a jump shift here. We would have been because we wouldn't be stopping at three, right? Because the jump shift is game forcing. Partner would have to continue bidding,
Mm.
whether old Mr. Robot there likes it or not. So
All right, so Curt, what are our first steps? Besides dealing with disappointment, how do we, get past that to come up with our plan for this hand? it's going to be challenging getting back and forth. We don't. Yeah. Hey, how do we make sense of this hand?
Yeah, transportation is an issue, and of course they have led a trump, which means that trying to get any of our rotten spade losers roughed is going to be a chore.
Mm,
If we, obviously we can win this opening lead, but then if we play a spade and we're going to have to play it out of our hand, we can't even lead toward our king.
mm,
Uh, then we're probably going to lose a cheap spade, right? Someone's going to win a spade with a 10 or a jack or something like that. And knowing the robots as I do, they see the dummy and they know we have spades along with our hearts, and they know we might want to rough spades. They'll probably play another trump. This is
mm,
already predictable.
mm. Oh, yeah.
So
This is the thing I
how
love
do we,
about
yeah.
getting help from teachers playing random hands, because these random hands are always messier, than the perfectly constructed hands that we often see to illustrate a point.
Yeah, but this is why, and I love, I usually don't get quite this diabolical, but I like to use examples for my students that present problems, right?
Mm,
Because that's the reality. You can
yeah,
read all the textbooks and take all the classes you want, and then you sit down at the table, and all of a sudden you're dealing with a hand
right.
that well, you weren't really prepared for. So.
Mm, mm,
So I don't know. We need to try and come to 8 tricks, and it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna take a lot of work to try and set up those spades. Um, we might try to enlist the help of the defenders. They are going to have to lead something every time they win a trick. I'm wondering if we could end up scoring our small trumps by roughing if they make us rough. Otherwise, they might have to set up our spades for us. Sometimes that's not a bad approach, but um, so what I'm inclined to do actually is cover whatever gets played here
yeah.
on the trump, and maybe just go ahead and push out the ace of diamonds. That at least will set up the king and dummy, and eventually they're probably going to have to lead a diamond at some point. So that will set up one winner in the dummy that we can't get to.
Yeah.
We might even want to clear out our ace of clubs. If they decide to break clubs, that might force out the
Mm.
king, and maybe we could rough that out. I don't know. You have any ideas? I'm open to suggestions on a hand like this.
Leave them in the comments, guys. We need your help. Yeah, the two things that you said. Maybe get the ace of clubs out of the way in case it will create another chance to get back to partner's hand, or sorry, to the dummy, and then get that queen out of the way. Flush out the ace.
Okay, so yeah, so the queen of Trump has appeared. Now,
Oh
one
wow.
thing,
Yeah.
the robots are honest with this. When they play third hand high, they do what we're all supposed to do, and play the lowest of touching honors. So one thing we know, if it matters, is that the Jack of Hearts should be with West.
Okay.
Important inference
Let's
that we can
remember
draw
that.
there.
Jack of Hearts in the west hand.
Yeah. So if we did end up on the dummy, if we are actually able to get to the board, I would not be inclined to say play a heart to the 10, because that's probably going to fail.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to do that? Let unblock that ace of clubs, and then get out with the diamond. Let them win their ace,
Yeah, and
and
see
see
what
what
they
happens.
serve back. Another trump.
Another trump, almost certainly. Unfortunately, I have played a lot of robot bridge, and they're pretty predictable. All right, there's that trump back.
Mm. And again, we know where that jack is. So, do we win this? Do we play low?
Well, whether we win it now or win it later, we're going to have to play a major suit, aren't we? um,
Mm.
I don't know. Um, and then, of course, we don't know if our hearts are 3-3 or 4-2. I wonder if maybe we shouldn't win the heart and play a heart back and let them, because we're not going to get to rough a spade anyhow, right?
Huh.
So maybe the better
Get
bet
them
is
out of the way.
don't play a spade out of our hand if we don't have to.
At least hopefully draw from both hands.
Yeah, let's see what we get here. Okay, there's the 9.
Okay, so Jack's still there.
I'm a little encouraged that the hearts are actually 3-3. So maybe West started with Jack 9 third and East started with Queen third. Let's see what we get here. Okay, there's the Jack.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I guess we'll just pitch a little diamond. How's that sound? Okay, so now they have to lead something for us.
That's great. It's great we set up the king already.
All right, yeah, so we might as well take our diamond. Now, this may be our only dummy entry. What do we do now? We lead a spade toward the king, or do we lead the queen of clubs and try and set up a club winner?
Right, if this is our only chance to try finessing the king, or is this our only chance to set up a club winner if they decide to lead into it? My first gut was saying, let's play the queen of clubs, get the king out, and they're gonna have to play a club eventually. But maybe they wouldn't. I don't know.
So here's a question for you, and this is the kind of question that I would ask my students. Where do you think the ace of spades is? Not a certainty, but do you have any guesses? With West or with...
We didn't get any clues in the auction besides passes. Thinking about what honors have come out already. Hey, how do we decide where it might be most likely? Do we think of, the strength of the honors we've already seen come out of both hands, or is there somewhere else we could be looking at for clues?
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot, right? We saw East was the one who had the ace of diamonds, right? When we forced out the ace, East had the ace of diamonds. East had the queen of hearts. West has only shown up with the jack of hearts. No idea about the king of clubs yet. So the inference I'm drawing is from the opening lead. Why was a trump lead so attractive to West? Well, if West had good spades, in particular the ace, maybe ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, especially if West has any spade length, if West has, say, 4 spades rather than just 3.
Right.
And it's sitting over us. Remember, West did observe that we opened a spade, that was our first suit.
Right.
And West might think, hey, if I lead trumps, dummy took a preference, right? Partner took a preference to hearts by passing 2 hearts.
Right.
Meaning that the dummy, West knew that the dummy was likely to be very short in spades and that we would need to try and rough a spade or 2.
Oh, it's so helpful, Curt.
I am not inclined to lead a spade toward my king because I don't believe the ace of spades is onside. If I thought he had it, I might use my dummy entry to go ahead and lead a spade up.
That's brilliant.
So I think we should lead a club. If East covers with the king, I guess we could rough out the king with one of our little trumps, but now we're stuck in our hand pretty much playing a spade, right?
Right.
But the options are limited.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we get. Let's see if... Okay, didn't get covered, so let's just go ahead and pitch a spade loser. Okay. So West can afford to get out with a diamond and make us rough, right? That's not costing anything.
Would there be any reason to not rough here?
Well, we can't get all of our little spades pitched, so I think we might as well rough.
Okay.
And trumps are out, right? So
right.
This is looking an awful lot like down 2, but I would feel rather fortunate if we could somehow get out for down 1. So Well, I guess we're just playing a spade to the 9, huh? I don't want to play. The king is
Where
giving
else
up.
can we
That's what we
go?
get.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get out small and see if they want to give us any help. I would love a club lead. No, no such luck.
Right.
All
They
right.
won't give us a club lead or a spade lead as long as they can.
Yeah, so I guess we just get out another spade here. Oh, I was wrong. East
Ah,
held the ace of spades. I'm a bit surprised.
how about that?
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Although West did have looks like spade length. It looks like that was only the second round of spades played, right?
Hmm.
So that would make sense too with the trump lead if West started with Queen Jack fourth. So yeah, it looks like they are going to have to put us on dummy. So it looks like we are going to get out for down one here. I think the 10 of clubs is still lurking out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
We might have done well here just for damage control.
Yeah.
Do we want to see how we scored on that board?
Yeah, let's do
All
it
right.
and talk us through it. It's even after seeing the results for us learners, it can. I mean, just focusing on going down can feel disheartening, and hearing
Yeah.
you sort of give us the confidence to have faith in our thought process, even if we go down. Maybe even if our comparative results weren't they definitely could have been worse. um
Pretty close to average, shade
yep.
above average here, 53 or so percent. And by the way, when you play these instant tournaments, you can come over here. Now I'm surprised. I see some people going plus here. I see
Yeah.
some 110s and 140s. I don't know how they pulled off making this contract, but a few people did, and then quite a few other people got into trouble and went down more than we did, which is why
Right.
we ended up in the average zone there. Yeah, when you play these instant tournaments, you can come over here and you can see the bidding. And if you want, you can even come down here and see how the play went. I don't think we're going to do that today, but sometimes worth taking a look at these things just to see what everybody else did, and was there a better idea? Was there something else that you might have done in the play to figure out a way to get a plus score on this board?
Maybe what we could do too, we could include the hand viewer links for that last hand in this upcoming one. We'll include it in the comment or in the video description. If you'd like to try playing through a different line of play, see how things go, see if you can work out how some folks made their contract, and even some with extra tricks.
Yeah. Who knew? I felt pretty good getting out for down one, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I felt so glad that we avoided catastrophe, and your presence helped clarify just the thought process in a hand, this sort of hand where I typically panic.
So, what do you think? Do you want to play one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right.
And folks, if this is fun, this is sort of a bit of an experiment. Let us know in the comments if we should do similar things like this. Often we'll find a hand, one of the teachers will, have a hand from a lesson, or I'll find a hand and, bring them in on it. These are just random hands. If this is fun, just trying to apply the thought process, let us know and we'll look for the chance to do this again.
All right. Well, you want to open this one up for us?
All right, let's without even having counted the points, I think the answer is yes. Let's quickly count them up. 14, 15, 16, 20. All right. Another lovely hand. With 20 high card points, no singletons, is this a two no trump opener, or is not strong enough for that? And what else could we consider?
Yeah, this is pretty standard two no trump, 2021 balanced, right? So,
So,
yeah, I see no reason to deviate here,
okay.
and just do the normal thing, right?
Hmm.
All right. Well, simple auction.
Yep. No
Partner
reason to push
didn't
past that,
transfer.
right?
Yeah, partner didn't bid Stamen. Partner didn't transfer. So it looks like there's no possibility of a major suit fit.
All right. Reno trumps it is.
All right. Well, that's an auction everybody can understand. All right. Well, this is about what I'd expect.
Hmm. 4, 5, 6,
So
7, 8. Okay. We have a good shot at this.
yeah, this one, so this one may be a little tricky. We have some issues here too, even though this is a normal contract.
Yeah.
Um, boy,
Those clubs
love
are
to set up those
it's scary.
diamonds, but we are missing Queen, Jack, and 10 of diamonds, which means we have a diamond loser.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we've gotten a bit lucky here in not getting a club lead, but if we try to set up the diamonds and give up the lead, given a second chance,
Mm,
I'm afraid the robots are going to find the club switch.
right.
So the question is,
Hmm.
can we get to 9 tricks without our diamond suit?
What does this lead tell us about the likely heart split?
Hard to tell sometimes with the robots. I mean, this is a small spot card, so this could be a true length lead. A lot of times the robots like short suit leads against no trump.
Mm,
But if they lead a short suit, then I would expect to see a bigger spot. So this might be from Jack fourth or 10 fourth or something like that.
mm-hmm.
In which case, if West really does have 4 hearts, if the heart suit is 4-2, that doesn't bode well for getting a fourth heart winner.
Right.
Um, in no trump, we always want to count our winners, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sure winners, what do we have here? 3 spades, 3
Yeah. Folks
hearts.
watching along, don't you guys do this as well? Um,
Yeah, 3 spades, 3 hearts, 2 diamonds. We're actually only a trick short.
it feels so close, Curt.
So yeah, what are the possibilities? Well, 3 hearts, but I'm not real optimistic about that. Um, we could try finessing for the jack of spades. I think that would be a better play than playing for the jack to drop. We're missing 7 spades, right? So we have 6 spades between our hand and dummy. The defense has 7 spades. We would need somebody to play for the jack to drop. We would need somebody to have like jack third or jack doubleton of spades. But if one of our opponents has at least 4 spades, then the jack is more likely to lie in the hand with the length, right, than in the hand with only 2 or 3.
Curt, can I
So
ask sort of like even a more basic question? Should we consider, or when might we want to consider just grabbing our 8 and going down 1 to avoid the risk of going down more? Like, how do we weigh that? I don't know if this is the hand to consider that, but are there
this
times
is
when?
yeah, this is a good question. I would say first and foremost, if you're playing imps, which we're not in this event, this is a match point event. If you're playing imps, you got to play to make your game.
Yeah,
We're looking at the chance to make a vulnerable game at imps, and this could be a big swing if we go down in a game that is makeable if we just give up and for down 1.
yeah,
Match points, I think we're faced with a tougher decision because if we play to make the hand, yes, we are rewarded when we make it, but we go down more than 1 if we're wrong, right? Like if we end up taking a spade finesse on this hand and we lose to the jack, and now they find the club switch and take a bunch of clubs, we're looking at down 2 at least, right?
right.
And that's the worry. I usually encourage people to play to make. Um, I I can live with being down an extra trick, and maybe that's a worse board for me from a match point perspective.
Mm,
But yeah, I always tell people, bid to make. Try to make your game.
okay, that's helpful.
So would West be leading a small heart from the Jack 10, or would they be leading Jack? I I don't know. I feel like putting up the 9 is probably futile because I think East is likely to have Jack or 10.
Hmm.
But if this 4 is fourth best from Jack 10 fourth, that 9 of hearts could be our ninth trick, right?
Mm.
I don't know. What do you think? Should we try it?
There's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it. It's so helpful encountering these moments when, even for a player, a teacher like you, it isn't a
Oh,
clear
oh, oh,
this
oh, oh,
way
oh!
back.
Look at that.
Huh?
They didn't. No cover. How about that? I guess I'm glad we did that. So I guess this was a true fourth best because surely East would play the 10 or Jack and cover that 9, right?
So we have it. We lucked out there.
Yeah, yeah. Now we have it.
Talk me through why did West play that hard?
Well, again, if this is in fact a fourth best, um, I don't think the robots tend to lead from only 2 touching honors. So
Mm,
if they have Jack 10 fourth with no 9, I think that their habit is normally to lead small. I would still tend to lead that, certainly from at least Jack 10 8. I would tend to lead the Jack.
mm.
But I'm not positive exactly about their practices here. So
Maybe what we can do once we see all 4 hands, we can open it up, and folks can weigh in on what lead you would choose if you would choose a different lead against this 3 no trump contract with the 2 no trump opening bid. Now, do we just grab our winners and get out of there by the seat of our
yeah, I
pants?
mean, I feel like we dodged a bullet,
Yeah.
both with the opening lead and not getting a club out from them. So now there may still be an over trick, but I don't know that I would risk the spade finesse now. Maybe we hope for the Jack of Spades to fall and get a 10th trick out of it. But yeah, I think why not cast some winners, and maybe they'll have to discard. Maybe the Jack will come down. I think that's what I would be inclined to do. Um, we do have 2 dummy entries for what it's worth, but I don't think they're going to make a mistake in the diamond suit looking at the diamond length. I don't think either one is going to pitch a diamond. Um, so yeah, why don't we?
And we'll see what East tosses out.
We'll see what we get here. West is being cute there, throwing the Jack. So
Spade.
now here comes the 8. There they go in reverse order, right? We'll go ahead and cash our diamonds here. But they're following that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the diamonds
Hmm.
were going 4-1 on us. Even if we could have afforded to work on the diamonds, that wasn't going to go very well. So yeah, contracts guaranteed. I'll say cash out time, and if the Jack of Spades comes down, we'll take 10 tricks, and that will be fortuitous. And it did.
Oh,
Hey, how about that? This hand played better than I could have imagined.
and so that spade discard ended up making a different. Ended up giving us that extra trick.
Yeah, that East did pitch 1 spade. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was East.
Uh,
Yeah, he sure did. Pitched a spade from Jack fourth. I
All
was a
right.
bit
So,
surprised.
well, so seeing, you mind
Oh,
pulling that up? Maybe we can
yeah,
decide. Oh my gosh,
let's bring
look at
that
our
back.
results. Isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful?
Oh, yeah. By the way, 96% on that board. Yeah, we can blow this thing up a little bit here and look at the hand diagram. Look, the robots are often adverse to making a normal fourth best lead. And I understand that into a 2-no trump opener. A lot of times a passive defense is best. But boy, a fourth best club sets this thing off the top, doesn't it?
Ooh,
Find
God,
partner
when
with
we
the
get in
king of
trouble,
clubs.
makes all the
And
difference.
not only that, Doubleton Queen. I mean, the defense can't even get this wrong if they lead a club.
Right.
Doubleton Queen 10 of clubs show up in the dummy. The Emperor has no close, Bashir.
We're in trouble. We're in real trouble. Right. Nothing we could do about it. How
Yeah.
about that?
So yeah, very, very, very fortuitous, and yeah, it turned out to be a good thing that we went ahead and put up that nine of hearts because that made the contract for us, even if the jack didn't come down. I guess East. I'm guessing that East thought, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and force a couple of discards in the heart suit from East. I guess East discarded a spade, knowing that the diamonds had to be guarded. But oh, okay, yeah. East could have pitched one diamond and still maintained a diamond stopper.
Mm.
Um, East could have pitched down to the bear king of clubs. Could have thrown away two clubs, but of course, looking at the queen in dummy and not expecting his partner to hold the ace, I guess that's why East didn't risk that. It's all easier when we look at the hand double
Yeah,
dummy
it sure
afterwards, right?
is. It sure is. Gosh, well,
So,
Curt, this was really fun. Folks watching, thank you for joining us for this experiment of sorts. Curt, maybe we can, yeah, include the hand viewer links for those two hands. We'll grab those, and I'll put them in the video description if folks want to try playing through either one of those. And please do let us know. Would doing more sort of unstructured videos like this, where we can really just try talking things through, applying everything that we're learning in our class, in our lessons, to the random hands that come up. If this would be fun, let us know, and I'll call Curt back up, and we'll try to do it again.
all right, anytime. You know where to find me.
Thank you, Curt. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time.